Hey everyone, welcome to Lofi Yoga. We're going to start today's practice in extended child's pose. Bring the big toes to touch and the knees as wide as comfortable. To move into child's pose, drop your hips back towards your heels. Extend the arms overhead with the palms pressing into the mat. We'll stay in this child's pose for a few breaths. Continue to press your shoulder blades down and away from your ears. On your inhale, extend your spine a little longer, and on your exhale, sink a little deeper into the mat. To stretch more through the front of the chest and the shoulders, we'll bring the hands behind the lower back and interlace the fingers. Keeping a soft bend in the elbows, extend the hands towards the ceiling, stretching through the chest and the shoulders. You can stay here at center, or you can rock from side to side. Release the hands and come back into an extended child's pose with the palms pressing into the mat. Stay here for another breath. Begin to press into the hands and walk yourself back up onto hands and knees. We're going to move into some cat-cows. So on your inhale, lift your chin, open your chest, extend your tailbone towards the sky. And on your exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin, and tuck your tailbone. Continue at your own pace. So inhale, lift your chin, and exhale, round your spine. You may take any movement that feels natural, moving side to side or up and down, continuing moving with your breath. After your next exhale, come back to center. We'll be moving into puppy pose next. Keeping your hips stacked over your knees, start to walk your hands out in front of you. Extend your arms out until your forehead reaches a block or down to the floor. If you'd like to go deeper into the stretch, you can move your mouth or your chin down to the mat. Keep your arms long and palms pressing into the mat. Check to see that your hips are still stacked over your knees. If you'd like to take this stretch a little deeper into the triceps and the shoulders, you can start to bend into the elbows and bring the palms to touch behind the head. You may have to walk your elbows out a little here to get in the right position. If you feel like you can't take a deep breath, it may mean that you've gone too far into the pose and that you may need to back out a little bit. And press your shoulders down and away from your ears. Send your breath to where you feel the stretch the most. Imagine your rib cage expanding in all four directions, front to back and side to side. Try to make your exhales as long as your inhales. Ensure you are engaging the lower belly to keep the lower back safe. If your arms were bent, start to straighten your arms. Press into the hands and walk the hands back in, coming back to hands and knees. We'll take a couple more rounds of cat and cow at your own pace. Inhale, lifting the chin and the tailbone. Exhaling, tucking the chin, rounding the spine. For a few more breaths. Heading into downward dog, we'll tuck the toes and send the hips back. Hands shoulder width distance apart and feet hip width distance apart. With your arms long, press your chest towards your thighs, sending your tailbone up towards the sky. Bending into one knee and then the other, pedal out the feet. Send the left foot back for three-legged dog, bending into the left knee, stacking the hips, pressing down into that right heel. Begin to trace 2 big circles with your knee, coming back up into three-legged dog with the hips stacked. Start to bring the left knee in towards the nose, hugging it in for a breath, and then stepping it between the palm. Inhale to lift the upper body, open the chest forward towards the front of the mat, rolling the shoulders back. On your exhale, plant your right hand on the mat just slightly in from where it was. Bring the left hand to the left thigh and twist open towards the left, looking wherever's comfortable. Hug the navel in towards the spine and twist a little deeper. On your next exhale, release the twist and drop your hands to either side of your left leg. You can drop your back knee to the mat. On your next inhale, lift and lengthen into low lunge. And on your exhale, send your hips back and straighten the front leg for half splits. Moving with your breath, on your inhale, come back to low lunge, knee over ankle, open the chest. And on your exhale, fold over your front leg, sending your hips back, stretching into the hamstring. Continue for a few more at your own breath, lifting into low lunge and exhaling, folding over the front leg. This will begin to warm up the body. On your next low lunge, tuck the back toes and bring your left foot to meet your right and send your hips back into downward dog. Pressing the chest towards the thighs, take a second here to stretch out the hamstrings and the calves. Moving into the second side, send the right foot back into three-legged dog, bend into the right knee and stack the hips. Take a breath here before moving into some circles, tracing some large circles with your knee. Come back to three-legged dog, straighten the leg, squeeze the knee in towards the nose before planting the foot between the palms. We'll be going into our twist on the other side. Plant the left hand and bring your right hand to your knee, twisting open to the right side of your mat, looking wherever is comfortable for your neck. Hug your navel in towards your spine to twist a little bit deeper, and press your shoulders down and away from your ears. On your exhale, release your twist and plant your hands to either side of your right foot. Drop the left knee to the mat and bring the top of the back foot to the floor. On your inhale, lift your upper body and open up your chest. On your exhale, send your hips back and fold over your front leg, keeping a soft bend in the right leg. Continue with your breath. On your inhale, lift your chest and bend into the front knee, coming into low lunge. On your exhale, fold over the front leg with a soft bend in the front knee. Inhale, lift the chest, low lunge. Exhale, fold over. After your last low lunge, tuck the left toes and bring the right foot to meet the left, sending the hips back, pressing the chest toward the thighs for downward dog. Take a moment here to pedal out the feet, bending into one knee and then the other. Send the left leg back again, keeping the hips squared down towards the ground. Bring the knee in towards the nose and drop the left knee behind the left wrist. Coming into pigeon pose, you can extend the back leg out behind you a little bit. You can stay here lifted or you can fold forward, coming onto your forearms or flattening all the way down to the ground. Check in with your hips here, ensure that they're equal distances away from the ground so that you're not rolling onto one hip or the other. You want your spine as long as possible, so on every inhale, continue to lengthen your spine out, and on every exhale, sink deeper into the mat. Try to send your breath to where you feel the stretch most intensely. For me, this is in my inner hip area. If you notice your mind start to wander, just gently bring yourself back to your breath. Begin to press into the hands and start to walk yourself back up, taking your time. You'll tuck the back toes and then send the hips back up into downward dog. Taking a second here to bend into the knees and pedal out the feet. We're going to move into the other side, sending the right foot back, keeping the hips squared down towards the floor. We'll bring the knee in towards the nose, and then set the right knee behind the right wrist, coming into pigeon pose. You can extend the back foot out a little bit behind you. You can stay up tall, or you can begin to fold over the front leg, coming onto your forearms. Check in again with the hips, ensuring that you're not rolling onto one side more than the other. The back is long, shoulders away from the ears, pressing down the back. Use your breath to get you through this pose, sending it to wherever you feel the stretch most intensely. Start to press into the hands, walking them back in. Tuck the back toe and send the hips back for downward dog once again. You can take another second to pedal out the feet and stretch into the hips just a little bit more before dropping the knees down to the mat. We'll come to lie down on our backs with our feet flat to the floor, knees bent. Bring your knees in towards your chest, holding onto the backs of your thighs or the fronts of your shins. Take a moment here to let your lower back release. Begin to thread your hands through your legs and grab onto the outsides of your feet. Drawing the knees in towards the armpits, we're coming into happy baby pose. If you find that your shoulders and your neck are pulling off the mat, you may need to come out of the pose a little bit by grabbing onto the backs of the thighs. You can even use a strap to wrap around the feet. You can stay still here, or you can rock from side to side, taking whatever motions feel good for you. To release, bring the knees back into the chest. Take a few moments here to let your lower back really release, rolling out little circles or moving side to side, moving in intuitively for whatever feels good. On your exhale, release and bring your feet flat to the floor with your knees bent. We're going to move into some lying twists. You may want to shift the hips over to the right side of your mat before dropping your knees over to the left side of your mat. Draw the navel into the spine as you press both shoulder blades in towards the mat, opening up the collarbones towards the sky. You can extend your right arm out towards the side, looking over your right shoulder if it's comfortable for your neck. Continue to send your breath where you feel it the most, pressing your shoulder blades away from your ears, creating some space in your neck. Engage your core and draw your knees back up towards center. We'll move into the other side, bringing your hips towards the left side of the mat. Begin to drop your knees over towards your right. Draw the navel in towards the spine as you press both shoulder blades in towards the mat, opening up the collarbones towards the sky. You can extend your left arm out towards your side, looking out towards your left arm if it's comfortable for your neck. Continue to press your shoulder blades away from your ears and send your breath into where you feel the stretch the most. This is a great stretch for the lower back, but also stretches the whole spine from the neck to the hips. Engage the core to bring the knees back up to center, and from here we'll just move straight into Shavasana. So extend the legs out long, extending your arms out long along your sides. Take any movements you need to get comfortable, and untuck the tailbone and move the shoulders down away from the ears. Try to find some stillness here. Come back to your breath here, noticing that natural flow in and out. We'll just be here for a few more moments. Start to deepen your breath. You may even begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers, moving your head from side to side. Starting to make some bigger movements. You can roll onto one side, pressing yourself up to seated. Give yourself a little thanks for making some time for yourself today. Just want to say thank you for joining me in this practice today. I hope this helps you lead an energetic, productive day. If you like this video, please subscribe to this channel. Thanks again for watching.